People ask me all the time, Danny, how do I start a business? Where do I begin? I don't know what to do. I want to do this, I want to do that, but I really just don't know where to begin. They're intimidated. They don't want to invest money and lose it, obviously. They don't want to fail, which I understand. Nobody wants to fail at anything. And it's quite simple. There's a bunch of ways that I can tell you, which I'm going to explain, for any business. This will work for anything. I don't care if it's a service business like landscaping or masonry or whatever, or stocks, real estate, whatever you could think of, e-commerce, whatever the business is, this is going to work for you. So a little background about me. When I was younger, school was not for me. The last grade I completed was 8th grade. I went to high school freshman year. By the 6th week, 7th week, I got kicked out. I went to 6 different high schools within a 3 to 4 month period. I'm not proud of it. I was lost. I had problems. It was a rough time in my life. Here I am today. I'm doing damn good, and I can't complain. It's not for everybody, but I do think everybody should try and get education. Whatever you can afford, go as far as you can. It cannot hurt. Knowledge is power to me. I educate myself in different ways. I do a lot of research, a lot of reading. I obsess over things day and night. I'll wake up at 3 in the morning to look something up. I'll talk to people. I've had meetings at 4 in the morning. I'm a workaholic. So, unless you have my weird genetics where I'm a workaholic and I'm obsessed with things and OCD, you might need some damn education. But basically, I have a lot of experience starting businesses. When I was younger, my dad told me, listen, since you're not going to school, you got to get your GED, you got to get a job, or you got to go back to school. So I said, fuck this, I'm going to get a job. So I started working at a gas station, figured things out. I learned how to fix cars. I got my inspection license. I was doing motor vehicle inspection at the shop. I started running the shop. I started a power washing and window cleaning company. Did pretty well. A landscape and a concrete company. And I also started a handyman business, which I absolutely could not stand. I love to fix things. I've taught myself to fix things. My dad taught me a little bit. I'm a YouTube learner. I could basically do it all. There's nothing I really can't fix or build. I built tiki bars, sheds, whatever you name it, I can do it. Custom cornhole boards, whatever it is. But when you do it for somebody else, it's totally different. Let's just say like you want to build cornhole boards as a hobby. You do it for Uncle Joey and your brother Bobby and whoever, and that's fun. You do one here, one there. When you start doing 10, 20, 30 of them a week or a month, it's a little different. And people start complaining and they want things a certain way and they're cheap. And when you turn a hobby into a business, you got to be careful. It's a gray area and it could get ugly. And it could turn that hobby to something you don't like anymore. So that's what I kind of did with the handyman thing. And I got out of that. So whatever that is, my current company, besides real estate, I do junk removal, dumpster rentals, demolition. I love the business. I wanted to do it 10 years ago. I wish I did. I didn't want to wait for the licensing. It took 2 years to get a license almost. It's just a lot of headache. The DP is a pain in the neck, but it's worth every minute of it. I love it. I deal with a lot of people. I met a lot of great people. I network a lot with this business. I make great money. It's good. So basically what I did, so how I started, especially this company, and this goes for any company, like I said, you got to educate yourself. Just because you don't go to school for it doesn't mean you're not educating yourself. You have so many resources. You have Google, you have YouTube, you have Instagram, Facebook, you got Clubhouse now with the audio crap, you got Zoom meetings, there's so much stuff and free that if you don't take advantage of it, you're a fool. So besides that, I went onto Facebook and I found groups for the business that I wanted. Let's just say junk removal, okay? So I went on Google, Facebook and I searched junk removal business, junk removal this, blah, 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 blah. I found like 3 or 4 groups. And this goes for every company. There's one for jump houses, power washing. There's one for everything. I went in there and I pounded them with questions daily, asking question after question after question, getting different answers, taking like 20 answers and writing them down and making like the best judgment of what the right answer was. Then I would go and I would search through all the other answers that people had to see what else people were thinking that wanted to start a company like I was doing. You got to write it all down. You learn, you kind of just soak it in. Then, this is a very important key. The best way to learn anything is to talk to somebody, almost like a mentor, that's done it already. Because they know what's good, what's not good, mistakes, pros, cons. And these are things that you can't get on your own. I emailed and I called over 300 companies in the junk removal business in the United States. Out of those 300, only 10 answered me. Out of those 10, 6 of them were trying to sell me one of their franchises. They didn't even want to help me. The only reason they answered me is, oh, maybe I can sell this guy a franchise. He looks like a sucker. No, I'm not no sucker guy. The remaining 4, one of them is Trey in Charleston. I still talk to him every day. He owns Langston Disposal, great guy. We still shoot ideas back and forth. The other 2 are in Jersey. You got Nick from Clean Cutter. I got to shout them out because they really helped me. You got Jim from Junk and Irishman up in North Jersey. And these guys actually answered me, took the time in their busy days, emailed me, text me, and they really gave me advice, and we would shoot back and forth. Sometimes they were busy. It would take a couple of hours or a day to answer me, but I stood with them for months, pounding them, and they were patient with me, and they really helped me do what I'm doing today. And to this day, we still talk. I give them clients in North Jersey. They give me clients in South Jersey. Not to get off topic, but I have a competitor the next town over. His name is Danny also. We give each other clients that we can't get to. We work together on jobs. We learn to be together and work together instead of against each other. There's plenty of companies out there. When you start a business, if you actually start a business, let's just take landscaping for example. Anybody could get a lawnmower and cut grass, right? And anybody could charge 25, 35, whatever the going rate is for that size lawn. What you have to sell is you. Are you reliable? What makes you better than the other guy? Are you going to show up on time? Are you going to clean and are you going to blow down their deck after you cut grass everywhere? You have to sell yourself. Anybody can do that service. I could teach my 9-year-old to cut grass for a living. It's not hard. With the education of anything, you can learn it. But you have to sell yourself. You have to be a good person. You have to be trusting. And you have to provide a good service. When you do that, you can charge more and you're going to get a lot of business. So not to get off topic. So basically, you got to educate yourself. Don't be scared to ask people, because when you ask people, you finally learn and you can put it all together. And when you're comfortable enough, then you can do the research, how to get licensed, how to get insured, what it costs. Then you have to figure out, okay, I need to make X, Y, Z a year to provide for my family. Can this company do this? And if it's no, then you got to find something else or don't start a business. Or if it's just a side hustle, you need to say, what is my time worth? If I put in 10 hours a week in this business, I need to make how much money a week? And you got to figure, is this sustainable? And don't undercut yourself, because that's the worst thing you do. Another tip, what I did was, so when I finally started, I called 10 local competitors in the same field. And I pretended that I needed to get a job. I know some people might say, oh, that's messed up, that's not right. But this is how you learn. I pretend I had stuff that needed to be demolitioned or taken out of my house. And I wanted to get a quote. And I got 10 quotes. And I found out all the quotes. And I found out who was high, who was low, and who was in the middle. And I found out what the average was, what the median price was. That's a fair going rate for quality work. The same thing with dumpster rentals. I called 10 companies. And I found some guys were extremely high. Some guys were extremely low, and they're probably going to go out of business. And most of the guys were within a certain range, and that's where you need to be. You want to be in the top of the middle range where it's fair priced and provide an excellent service. When you do that, you're going to succeed. If you undercut yourself, I'm telling you, you're going to fail because you're going to lose out money and time, and you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to go out of business. And if you're too expensive and too greedy, nobody's going to want to hire you either, because I don't care how good you are. At the end of the day, everyone wants to save money. Nobody wants to pay $1 million for a job that costs $100. Okay, that's just what it is. I mean, you could charge a little bit more if you're really, really good, but you can't double your prices. You can't price gouge. You can't. It's just not going to work. So the main thing is educate yourself. Use the free resources. There's plenty of them out there, and take advantage. Write things down and come with a plan. After that, you can slowly start. When I started, I bought a small 5x8 utility trailer for $500. I said, let me put some things on one of these Nextdoor apps and all this other stuff for free and see what it would bring me. I got a couple jobs here, a couple jobs there. I was like, you know what? I'm not even trying to get that much work, and I'm getting it. So you know what? I'm confident enough that I think I could do this. I opened up a Facebook page, and I started freaking just pushing it out there. I told everybody and their mother, if you see me, I'm wearing one of these shirts almost every freaking day, the stupid hat, and I'm going everywhere, and I'm giving out cards like crazy. It's free stuff. There's so many free things you could do to get yourself out there. Just get it done. It's easy. It's not that hard. It's not intimidating. Anybody can do it. If I could do it with an 8th grade education, so can you. If you got any questions, hit me up, drop a comment, send me a message, a text, whatever you want. I want to see people succeed. Just like the guys that helped me, I want to help you.